Hi folks, Puffin here with your Antifa News Briefa for April 5th, 2022. Ivanka Trump is speaking in front of the J6 Commission to investigate the Trump insurrection. And Ivanka is, of course, the daughter of disgraced, but suspiciously somehow not arrested yet, former President Donald Trump. So she'll be testifying against her dad and co-conspirator. Now, this should lead to some arrests. Should probably lead to her arrest, but it should also lead to Donald Trump's arrest, which is long overdue. And it lends new meaning to the phrase and hashtag grab 'em by the posse. Because, of course, that hashtag, I coined it a year or two ago, who knows how many years ago now, to refer to Trump and the justice system itself. If the justice system doesn't work to arrest Trump, then of course, naturally, people would end up having to grab him by the posse. But when it comes down to it, it has a different meaning that Ivanka being on the stand reminds you of, that they'll grab the entire Trump organization by the posse, that the Trump organization is a posse that will be grabbed en masse by the posse, and that the whole group will go down together. Now, however it works, one by one or all at once, we just want Trump away. And the really sad thing is that we want all of his enablers and protectors and defenders away too. And the sad thing is that they seem to have still infiltrated our government. We know that Trump is a Putin puppet. President Joe called him a Putin puppet to his face and in front of millions of people. We know he's a Putin puppet, so he's the number one, or the front of the spear of the invasion of Putin's upon the USA. And he was running the USA for 4 years. But he still has his influence, and they're still doing their damage to our democracy, to our country. And unfortunately, Biden doesn't seem to be clearly opposed to it. He seems to be too much on their side. Merrick Garland seems to be too much on their side, too forgiving of Trump. So what I've heard about the holdup for arresting Trump is that it's up to Merrick Garland. We're waiting for him to act. And waiting for Merrick Garland to act is like waiting for paint to dry, or waiting for water to boil. Or waiting for ice to boil. It's really unfortunate when this is the person and I've tried to give him credit, but this one, the person who we're relying on, is the same person who told the family of Ahmaud Arbery not to go forward with a hate crimes case against his murderers, which was successful. The hate crimes case was against Ahmaud Arbery's murderers was successful and a landmark decision. But the reason Merrick Garland didn't want to pursue it, and we know from his family, from Ahmaud Arbery's family, we know that Merrick Garland told them personally, don't pursue this because we don't have precedent. Well, that's why you pursue it, to set the precedent. And that's the only reason they've given for not arresting Trump, is that we don't have precedent. It's not even a reason. It's not really an argument, because there's no compelling nature to it. There's no persuasion or power to the idea that because we don't have precedent, we don't arrest Trump. Yeah, no one's arrested a previous president before, but no previous president has tried to overthrow the government before. This is really simple. And when I asked Senator Michael Bennet, why haven't you arrested Trump? All he could say was, at least you lost. Well, Senator Bennet was running for president, and he lost. So why is the outcome for Senator Bennet being a loser the same as the outcome for Trump being a loser? Senator Bennet accepted his loss. Trump tried to overthrow the country. That's different. For this loser to say, well, at least he lost, at least he's like me, he lost. Well, we don't want him to be like you. We don't want him to be running around free like you, or a senator again, or running for president again, or anything. We don't want any of that. We want him in jail, never again, no more Trump. That's simple. So at least Ivanka's taking the stand now. Hopefully they'll grill her and get as much as they can out of her, or get some more incriminating evidence. But we already have enough. It's time for the person responsible to act. And as far as I can tell, that is Joe Biden. That is Merrick Garland. But it's unfortunate that the precedent we have for Merrick Garland is that he wants to stand on precedent. That in a racist system that's never prosecuted hate crimes, such as the one against Ahmaud Arbery, which was clearly a hate crime, and they clearly proved it, he still wanted to back down and settle out of court because of lack of precedent. And that's a concern when the precedent we need now is the precedent of arresting a president. So thanks for watching and sharing. Love you forever. See you soon. And let's arrest Trump. Let's finish the repulsion of Putin's invasion in USA. And we can help further repulse the invasion of Ukraine and the rest of the world. And we got to do that through social media too. You got to stop Elon Musk. You got to stop Mark Zuckerberg. Arrest both those guys and nationalize their companies because they were Trump Putineers foisting all of this upon us. Stay tuned for my next videos about that. Love you forever. See you soon.